Just when you think it's all going to go all quiet, Celtic bring out a third top this summer. Is it a third one? I can't even remember. They just keep on bringing out new gear. They brought out an away top and they've brought out a training top and they've also brought out a new tracksuit top now as well today. I don't know. Take my money. It's going to cost me a fortune over the next couple of weeks. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We are trying to hit 18,000 before the start of the season. We are just a little bit short of that as it stands. We're at 17,674. Can we get it in 2 weeks' time? Not a chance. Can we get it before the end of August? Yes, we'll definitely will have 18,000 before the end of August. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to become a channel member, you can click on the join part. Also, you can get perks when we do the lives. Anyway, what about the new Celtic top? Well, Greg Taylor, Yang, and Dyson Maida, and one of the girls from the female football team showing off the new Adidas yellow training top. And it's not really nothing to write home about, is it? I mean, I will more than likely buy it as the home top this year. But it doesn't sit. It looks a bit like. I mean, I like the tracksuit top. I like that. I do like a tracksuit top for the winter time here. Keeps you nice and warm. Just need a tracksuit top because that's about as cold as it gets. But yeah, I do like it. It looks okay, and I'll more than likely buy it. Greg Taylor, Yang, and Dyson Maida. No Matt O'Reilly showing it off. Is that because Matt O'Reilly is on the way out the door? Celtic have received a third bid from Atlanta, according to the one and only Fabrizio Romano. Atlanta, he put out last night. I put it up on the channel last night up on the community tab. So if you haven't seen that, check it out in the community tab. You should always check the community tab on the channel because that's where I put updates about when we're going to go live and stuff like that and any little snippets. And watch this video to the end because I'm going to end the video again on a and finally moment. I think we need a little bit cheering up because it looks like Matt O'Reilly will be sold this summer. Celtic want more. Club sources confirm, but negotiations are underway to make it happen, allegedly. And I think the fact that they've came in with a new bid for 17, 18 million is way short of what Celtic allegedly want. If Celtic want 30 million euros, come out and say that in public, Celtic. Come out and say it in public that that's what you want, rather than getting this low bid coming in from Atlanta. And some of the Liverpool blogs are starting to kick in with the story. I mean, I said I wasn't going to do anything until there was concrete offers came in. There has now been, obviously, concrete offers came in from Atlanta. And Atlanta is up to its third bid. This is coming out of Liverpool.com, so Liverpool fans are looking at it because Liverpool have been credited with an interest in Matt O'Reilly. And you just wonder if a club like Liverpool will come in and try to gazump the deal. Or if Matt O'Reilly's got his mind on going to foreign shores, because he's brought up down in England, so maybe he fancies some European football. Comes after Liverpool was credited with an assist from Matt O'Reilly, 23-year-old, scored an impressive 18 goals from midfield last season, and he's been on the club transfer radar for some time, it says. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one. It says that they're looking... Celtic are looking for a lot more. The fact that this bid has came in and they still haven't met the valuation. Now, it is up in the air, really, what the club valuation is. It came out a couple of weeks ago that Celtic wanted 30 million. Realistically, I think the club valuation is probably around about 25 million. They want more, just a little bit more than what they got for Jota. So it'll be in and around that ballpark figure. And if it's to be true, what Fabrizio Romano says, Atlanta have set a new bid for Matt O'Reilly worth 17/18 million package. That's way shorter than what we want. Celtic want more as a club. Sources confirm, but negotiations are underway to make it happen, allegedly. And then what that did is it set the comment section into absolute meltdown because people are saying, it's about 15 million short. Is Matt O'Reilly realistically a £30 million player? Is the question this morning. It looks like we are going to lose on this summer, which is disappointing for me. It is disappointing. And for any Celtic fan that says it's not disappointing, we want to try and start build. We seem to go through this roller coaster of every couple of years, and we, as Celtic fans, we just want to build a team that can maybe hold its own in European football, and we seem to lack that sometimes. We seem to lack that little ambition. We don't need to be a selling club this year. Financially, we're in a fantastic position. We've got 50 million coming in from the Champions League. If we sell Matt O'Reilly for another 25, there's 75 million. Add that on to the near enough 10 million that we've made already this transfer window. That's 85 million that we're going to have coming in this year. What are Celtic playing at? Are Celtic going to... Well, it's been suggested this morning also that Brendan Rodgers does want another 2 strikers in the door at Celtic. He has let the one and only O leave the club, but it's been suggested he wants 2 strikers in. Not just one, he wants 2 strikers in this transfer window, which I'm starting to think nobody knows what's going on, to be honest. Nobody knows what's really going on. Anyway, let's just remind ourselves of exactly what Brendan Rodgers said, and this is why people are now talking about the fact that Celtic are maybe trying to get in another striker. Do we have a striker that are coming through the youth system? I'm not too sure, but Brendan Rodgers explained that his ideal scenario was to have 3. Was to have Kyogo and then one other, and that was meant to be Aramida. It was obviously Adam Eder towards the end of last season. But last season, he also told Rocco Vata that if he signed a new deal, that he was going to be the 3rd striker. But Rocco Vata didn't sign that deal. So he ended up just disappearing out the first team picture completely. Brendan Rodgers went on to say, it's very difficult for the club of this size to have 3 number 1 strikers. You can live with 2 because we always play so many games, and the specific nature of the games, we can change it about. 3, it is very difficult, but I also think for development, I want to bring in some young players, maybe from within the club, which is all about promoting youth in the club and getting a youth player to become a 3rd striker, which I think is fantastic. He knows that he's not going to get much game time, but he knows he's going to be in and around the team, and he'll probably get chances towards the end of the season, is generally the way it happens. But the way that some of the young players that have left Celtic, they're not happy sitting on the bench. They're not happy getting bit part in games. They think they're mega stars already. Hence the reason that young Daniel Kelly is nowhere to be seen with the first team, because he thinks he's a mega star and he thinks he's going to move for fantastic money and get 20 grand a week. Good luck, pal. Anyway, we move on to that and we get to the and finally moment. Whilst people bemoan the fact that the club is penny pinching when it comes to Adam Eden, we should just, if that's the player that they want, we should just go and get the money and just go and give it to them. It's not as if we're short of a bob or 2. The team across the road are bemoaning the fact that they have no home, they have no roof, and it's a bit like Dad's Army in the land of hope and glory. So let's finish the video with the and finally moment, listening to some of the Sevco fans and what they think about what's going on at their club at the moment, because we need a little bit of cheering up this Monday morning. Monday morning's always rubbish, isn't it? You've had the weekend, you've really nothing to look forward to for the next 2 or 3 days until Celtic play on Wednesday night, and you get the Monday blues. So at my point, I'm going to cheer you up now.
I genuinely don't think that happens, but I just wanted to have a quick discussion about that, because I've seen a few people on socials, and there's been people messaging and asking about fan media, and people get us confused with fan media. We're just guys that rabble on a podcast, hence why it's called The Rangers.
Months' time to say, right, actually, we're in this position because of what happened back in the summer. We need to be sort of, as I say, better prepped for this year. So far, I did watch the interview with Clement before I came on, the one on RTV, and it did seem like there was a disparity in the comments that had been printed to the comments that were actually coming out of his mouth. So I agree with what Stuart said there. Certainly, he was a bit.
Did you feel it was backtracking slightly, Rob?
Well, I'm going to be really honest with you. I did sit in my bed watching it, but listening to Stuart make a good case for Phil Clement, I'm back on the fence. Actually, I feel I'm back on side with Clement. I think
he's back on the fence, so they've actually turned against him. They've turned against him already. We're not even getting into the season yet, and they've turned against the manager already, the saviour.
Maybe he was just taking out of context. So I'll give him the benefit of doubt. Look, I've been vocal in the group chat that I'm no looking forward to the season as much as I should be, and maybe that's because I ran away with myself last year. I was singing we're going to win the league when we're putting 5 past Hearts at Ibrox, and I got caught up in it all, and I won't do that to myself this year. I just cannot. So I don't think we've strengthened anywhere enough, but that, unless it's short again, that's going to come. So we just have to bide our time. As I say, I don't want to use this as an excuse 6 months down the line. We need to be.
They're making their excuses already. They know that Celtic are going to trounce them this season once again. We're going to be champions come May. And they're making excuses 2 weeks before the season has even started.
We need to be there and challenging and doing our talking on the park, and hopefully it's only a couple of months at Hampden, a handful of games, and then we're back at Ibrox and we can draw a line under it.
The only thing you lot are going to be drawn a line under is the we surrender flags. It's funny that this is the first time that I've actually listened to any of their nonsense, and I think the fact that they have turned against the manager already is absolute comedy gold. They've been giving it to us since 2012, and it's absolutely fabulous.
What along with that, Brian?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what it is. I feel as if maybe I've been slightly overly negative. Maybe I'm reading into things too much as well. And I think it's just starting to get to me that everywhere you look, and we're only a couple of pre-season games in, right? But everywhere you look, it's just complete negativity. But what might happen, Brian, is, and I think Robert's got a point, in 2 weeks' time, if we somehow manage to convince Linlithgow Rose to sign Scott Wright, and we somehow manage to get Dessers out, that might be quite controversial, I don't know anymore. If we somehow manage to get Dessers out, we bring in 2 or 3 first-team players and we start to play well, everybody's going to look back at these shows and go, by the way, what are you all about? He's jumped the gun far too much. So I'm just trying to figure out whether I'm...
The Rangers are shite. Oh, the Rangers are shite. Oh, the Rangers are shite.
on board completely. But were you worried at all when he pretty much said that it's actually a bigger job than he realised, it's a bigger rebuild than he realised, when he mentions the likes of Nsiala, who might not be ready to come straight into the first team? So then that's got supporters going, right, well, if he's not been brought in for the first team, who starts in defence? Is it still going to be Goldson and Davies? Is Balogun, Suter, is that going to be the defenders that we've got? How is things going to carry on going forward? So was that a slight worry for you? And I don't want to put words in the manager's mouth, but pretty much that he said this is actually a bigger rebuild than I first thought.
No, absolutely fucking fantastic. 2 weeks to go before the start of the season. We're bemoaning the fact that we don't have some players in. The club Celtic have been very selective on the players that they are trying to get in, whilst the fire sale bringing of I don't know what players have they actually brought in. I don't actually know. But listen to that. There's still a lot of negativity around about the Crumble Dome. Yes, Crumble Dome. It is no longer called Castle Grayskull because, let's face it, Castle Grayskull was a big, dark, defiant place. Crumble Dome is falling to bits, and the Rangers are shite. And on that note, hope that cheered you up a little bit. I hope you haven't spit your cornflakes out, and I hope you haven't spat your coffee out either. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to